Hello and welcome to this Minecraft tutorial with me, Groover. Now today I have for you a potion brewer. This is the entire thing. There's a little bit below the ground, but we'll have a look at that in a moment. So basically you've just got this little walkway in between, and then you've got your potions that pop out the bottom. It is that simple. You press a button, you hear the bell. The bell is the key feature of this entire farm. You get 3 more potions, and then some new potions start brewing up. And it doesn't matter what kind of potion it is that you want to have. You can set it up to make any kind of potion that you want. And it's tileable. And if you so wished, and this is the way that I'm going to use it, you can tile it so that it actually creates one type of potion, like a full shulker of one type of potion at a time. So let's have a quick look at this thing. Right, this is the entire build. As you can see here, you've basically got a system whereby the piston will push down the redstone, which unlocks this hopper, which allows the items to flow out. The button here is going to lock this hopper to stop items from flowing in. And then when that unpowers, it's in reverse, and this refills with water bottles. The power line comes up this side, goes past this bell. The bell is exceptionally important because the bell, whether you know it or not, is, as far as I'm aware, pretty much the only redstone component which actually gives one update. And that is when it is powered on. When it powers off, it doesn't give an update. It doesn't matter, it just goes on. That's it. So it'll turn a redstone component like this, which would have an on update and an off update, into just a single update. So that is a very important component. Don't go thinking you can take that away. And then it passes the power up the line and it pushes it through to these torches, which are going to drop the items into this tube of hoppers, and it makes sure that it arrives to this hopper and to this brewing stand in the right order. It's a very, very simple setup. The reason that I've built it like this and why it's so kind of different to probably a lot of things that you've seen is because when you stand here, you can access the potions coming out, you can access the water bottles going in, you can access each of the different parts of the potion all from one stop. You don't need to go walking around it, you don't need to do anything like that. It's a one-stop shop for everything. Right, for those of you who know what you're doing, you can go away and just build from this picture. You get the idea. For everyone else, I'm going to go through a block-by-block tutorial, and I'm going to explain what every single part of this is doing. Right here we've got all of the items that you're going to need. So first off, you're going to need all your water bottles and a bit of blaze powder, of course, as well. I'm going to leave that there because, you know, that's up to you to work out what you need when you need it. We've then got the recipe for the actual potion that you're going to be making. I'm going to be doing fire resist 2, so yeah, quite simple. This will actually affect if you've got a more complicated potion or something that needs more steps, which I think I had a quick look earlier. They mostly just need like 3, maybe 4 steps maximum. This will affect how many droppers and observers you need and various bits like that, but we'll see. And it's very simple. You just repeat it on upwards and you'll see how it goes. And then finally, all of the actual items that you're going to need. So if I just break that and gather that lot up, then we can crack on with the build. Right, the first thing to do is work out where you want to build it. If you want to build it like me, where you just walk into this area and you've got all of these things here ready to go and you can just pick them up off the ground and do whatever you want, then you're going to need like a 4 block deep area by 3 deep in that direction. And you're just going to knock out a little pattern like this, okay? So from there we're going to place in our piston first. So you're going to need a block to place that against, and you place your piston facing down. You're going to place a piece of redstone block on there and a repeater on there on its default tick. From here we're going to place a button onto there, and then we're going to place a barrel right there with a hopper facing into it. Okay. Next up, I'm just going to switch out my inventory a tiny bit. I'm going to take these bits away that I'm not going to need and put a few things in there which are needed. So I need to explain exactly what this little circuit is doing. Basically, I press the button and it's going to unlock that hopper for a set amount of time. That is literally all that it's going to be doing. Now, it will make more sense if I put the brewing stand on there and a hopper facing into it there. So what this is going to do is this button is going to lock this hopper, and at the same time it's going to unlock that hopper, which is going to allow 3 potions to flow, well, initially it's going to allow 3 potions to flow out whilst this is locked, and then when it unlocks it's going to allow 3 water bottles to flow in. Okay, very, very simple little setup there. And we might as well place our barrel on top of there. Now this is where the water bottles are going to go, and this is where the potions are going to come out. Now from here I'm going to place my torch on the back here and a block on top of it. This is just taking the signal from this piston and taking it upwards, and we're going to pass it on to the bell. So you can see over there you got the bell. Now this is like the main basis of the setup. So next up we're just going to be placing in the hoppers, which are going to funnel the ingredients down and in. So we're going to go 4 high like that. So this one is really here just to fill the space, and then into each of those we're going to place a dropper facing that way. These droppers are going to eject 1 item at a time into the hoppers in the right order to go into the brewing stand. Right, next up is we're going to start building the observer tower. So the observer tower you kind of want to stand on your piston there, and this one's going to be a little bit tricky to do because you're going to have to do that. So you're probably going to have to take the button away, pillar up, all that kind of thing. And then from this side, when you stood on the top, you kind of want to reach that bottom observer and build a little tower like that. So this is going to take a signal upwards, and these ones are going to register that signal and push it out this way. Now that you've got that tower, you're just going to place a redstone torch on the back of each one of those, and then finally the bell, the all important bell. And that is your slice made, ready to go. Very, very simple. So I'm going to mark this one up. This is the final couple of things which I would do with this, is mark it up so that I know what I'm going to get from this particular one. So I'm going to get the fire resistance, and I've got that's on 3, but I'm actually going to be making an 8. Now the thing that you want to be sure of here is that your blaze powder it's got a space in here. Okay, so that can actually allow it to flow into there. So you can have everything, all of these flowing in from one direction. Okay, so I would normally keep a little pile of blaze powder just in there. Then in your first one you're going to put in whatever your first ingredient in the list is. For me that's netherwort. And then the next one, which is going to be the magma cream. So this is all in the order in which it's required in the recipe. And then finally the redstone to make it a long potion rather than a short potion. So as you can see now, it's all set up. We've got the bottles ready to flow in, we've got the brewing stand ready to pull the items, it's charged up with the blaze powder, we've got this one ready to receive. Everything's ready. Let's just press that button and see if we've got it all right. So your very, very first batch is just going to be water bottles, which can go straight back on in. And then the next batch is going to take a few minutes to brew, but it's brewing. There we go, that is the first batch brewed. Next time I hit that button, I'm going to get these 3 out, and it's going to set about creating another 3. The one thing you've got to keep on top of is your water bottles and to some degree your blaze powder, because yeah, that's going to last a long time, but you just want to keep an eye on it. So like I say, normally I'd have a slot dedicated to the blaze powder, and then that makes sure whatever you put in there, it's going to pull the blaze powder through. And there we go, that is it. Very simple little potion brewing setup there, totally tileable, quite nice and adaptable. I'm going to be adapting it quite a lot for my needs because I want it to actually produce a shulker of 1 potion at a time. Which is not going to be too difficult. It's going to be straightforward, but look out for the episode on that one from Truly Bedrock. Anyway, once again, thank you very much and goodbye!